Hey everybody, welcome back to Play the Game HQ. I'm Daniel, this is Allison, and
Hello.
These games that we're talking about in this video are our recommendations for, it's not a gift guide. We recommend you get these before Christmas. I know
Right.
we're a little late on this. Someone got the flu. So I didn't say you just gave it away. But these are holiday campaign games. These aren't games that we're recommending you give as a gift on
Right.
Christmas morning.
You can.
You can, but I would recommend you give them like at the start of Christmas break.
Yeah. And that's because of this game.
Yes.
Machi Koro Legacy. We have loved Machi Koro for years.
Yeah.
That's one of the few games that really had us dive deep into the hobby. So when we heard there was a Legacy game out, we were like, I think we need to get that.
Yeah.
We played this through the holiday break.
Was it last year or 2 years ago?
I don't know. Time is irrelevant.
Time
or
is, yeah.
it's relative.
Yeah, so we pulled our kitchen table in front of the fireplace, and that was just our place. We just hung out there
We
a couple
played
times a
through
day.
this.
We'd play through its 10 campaigns.
It was so fun.
It
Like
was.
we have really, really dear memories. We're probably not going to play it again.
No, it's a legacy game. You only play through it once.
Yeah, I mean you can. I
No,
think you
it
can
does
get
have,
things.
there's some stickers. There are some permanent changes,
That
but it
is
has
true.
different boxes. It has cool things that you open. It has a really cool story to it. Again, if you're a group of like adult hardcore gamers, don't get
It's
this
a little
one.
light. It's
Yeah.
a little light. It's definitely a family weight game, and younger kids, I think, I would say 8 and up.
Yeah.
Is probably it is language dependent, and there's some hidden stuff, and
Yeah. There's strategy. There's kind
Yeah.
of some you're working against each other a little bit. It's the core Machi Koro gameplay with some really cool legacy
adds things
storytelling.
in it, and the story is
Yeah,
so
it
cute.
is.
So this is really what made us want to push this type of video out, because even though this game may not be one that's an option where you're at, doing the campaign and
Yeah.
like that legacy style game to have a continuous gameplay
Yeah.
of just like, okay, today we're playing the next one, tomorrow we're playing the next
Yeah.
one, just having that drive during the break is just really fun.
Yeah,
So
having something that you can come back to that becomes a scheduled
memory.
event. And it becomes a scheduled part of your holiday break of like each night or every other night. 'Cause
and there's so many out there where that can be the thing you
Yeah.
do every year. That could just be something that you do.
Yeah.
So Machi Koro Legacy would be one that we would highly recommend if you can find it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll put that as number 1.
Yeah. So next we have Cuphead, fast rolling dice game. We have played through a lot of this. We have not actually finished the entire campaign, but we have. It's a really cool. Sorry. It is you are rolling dice and matching them to cards that come out for the bosses. So far, I know the Cuphead video game is a little iffy. I
As
don't
far
think
as
there's
being
any.
like younger kids.
Yeah,
letting
I
them
don't
play.
think there's any of that in here. We've played through, I think, 5 or 6 of the boxes. There's 8 boxes total. But when you get through a box, when you get through a boss, you open up a new box that changes how the game plays. So it
And
changes
boss.
maybe certain dice act as different things than what they show, which creates a real like mental gymnastics.
It does. It's hard. It's like, wait, I can't remember which one this means. It's a lot of fun. It's really intense because everyone's rolling at the same time. You've got the timer going, and you're
Yeah.
trying to like do it in a certain order. And if you don't, it's
Yeah.
intense, but it's so fun. We've always had a blast with
Yeah.
it when we've played. And we also really like the characters. I love the artwork, the Cuphead artwork.
Yeah,
and just
very
that
nostalgic,
old,
very classic artwork.
Yeah.
So it's not technically a legacy game, but it is one that you are playing through and unlocking as you go. And not all of these are legacy games. They're just games that you can come back to,
Right.
that you will be progressing through something as you play.
Well, and
that
this is levels. It acts
It is.
like levels.
Yeah,
with
it's
the bosses.
levels more
So
than legacy.
I
So-
would consider it a campaign game.
Yep.
Okay, so the next one, Under Falling Skies. This is a solo.
Yes.
So if you want to play through a game during the holidays, you're away from your family, but you really want to have that type of feel, Under Falling Skies is a great one. You can play it cooperatively. The only thing is you're rolling dice and assigning them in order to get the mothership to stop the mothership before it comes down and destroys the city.
It's Space Invaders, the board game.
Yes, that's basically
Yeah.
Now, I didn't play Space Invaders,
No.
but I understand. Jared has actually, our 13-year-old has actually played further through the campaign than I have.
and it's
hard.
Yeah, and it's not as much a campaign where you're progressing through and like unlocking certain things, but there are cities that you play through that change the difficulty, that change things up. So yeah, it's
Again,
one
like
that you
levels.
can. Yes, you're playing through levels. It's one that you can come back to, and there are going to be differences other than just dice rolls as you play through the game.
And if you're like me and the like tutorial game just keeps stumping you, just go on to the next one, because I could not beat the tutorial game. And so my son was like, Mom, just go on to the next one. And it was so much easier. I was like, oh, okay, so this gives me like the idea of how to play, and then I go on, and it was a whole lot easier. Underfalling Skies is a lot of, this is from CGE.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Quest of Yore from the Op is a role-playing adventure game. Shh. It's a noisy car driving by. This is a full, and on our list, it is the only full-blown RPG. It requires a quest master. Would you like to turn the box around
Yes,
while I
thank
talk
you.
about this one? It requires a quest master, which is their equivalent of a DM. You have someone who is running the game, and you have everyone else playing their characters. You're rolling dice to unlock and use abilities. It is a full-blown role-playing game. But if that intimidates you, we got you covered. This is our first and really only full-blown RPG that we have ever played.
Role player, I guess that's a dice. Okay, it's different.
I played the Questmaster role. It was my first time to ever do that. It was super intimidating, but I'm so glad we did it. So I created a full 2-part tutorial, a parent's guide to being a Questmaster that goes through exactly how to do everything mechanically. There's a lot of encouragement. There's a lot of pat on the back to myself and to the other parents that are out there. So if that scares you, do not be so intimidated. It's okay to be intimidated, but don't be so scared that you're afraid to take a chance with it, because our family has had such a fun time with this.
And also, I was intimidated because of, I feel like the older I get and the older my kids get, my imagination in that type of world gets smushed. And this really allowed me to, as a parent, to get to invent things and be imaginative with my kids. And we had characters and we played those roles that we created. And it was a lot of fun just connecting with my kids in a different role in that way while we were on a campaign. I highly enjoyed it. And him as the DM was fun too. So
and it is one of those, again, it is a full-blown RPG where you are going to be given scenarios and have to come up with a way to solve that scenario using your abilities. So you might approach like something was on fire, and Jared's like, I think I can climb up there and I can do this or that. And as the quest master, you're saying, okay, well, that sounds like that's going to be dexterity and strength. So here's the dice that you have for those abilities that you have on your specific sheet. We're going to roll for that and see if it's a success or if you fail. But it is that kind of adventure where you are, it just from an imagination exercise is so fantastic. So, but you are being faced with scenarios, being faced with battles, and having to come up with how you are going to solve those. So it is that kind of role-playing game. Next on the list is not that kind of role-playing game.
You're going to do that
I was segueing.
Oh, okay.
That was a segue.
Here, put this on your side. I'm getting smushed over here.
So next we have Role Player Adventures, which is currently in between printings, but is still available it's at our local game store. It is still available. There's another printing coming out soon. They just did a Kickstarter for a reprint and a new expansion. Yeah. You want to talk about Role Player Adventures a little bit?
Oh my goodness. This game was so much fun. We had it on our table for like 2 full weeks at least, because we kept playing through. I think this is 10. Had 10.
12, 11?
I think it was.
I don't remember.
10. I'm losing the adventures. 10 adventures, and then there was an additional adventure.
There was a finale. Yeah, I think it's 10 and a finale, so 11 technically.
Yeah. And so we got to play through it. Now there isn't a DM required, so you didn't have to DM. You got to actually be a character with it, and you have your book that you're reading from, the adventure that you're reading from, and like what we're doing, where we're going, but then there's also another book that Jared ended up taking. Our 13-year-old took role on that one. That was like
the Tome
of Quests. No.
That's from Role Player.
That's
from.
But
it's a tome of something. But basically, you have in Role Player Adventures what I really liked about it is the decisions that you were making seemed really consequential. Like you're making choices. You are now. One thing, we do have a kind of parents guide, or not a parents review. A parents review. You are This game does involve killing.
It
It
does.
involves actually killing. It's not gory. The narrative isn't gory.
And
it's
making
not
the choice to
like
kill.
the worst gore that we ran up against was there was an orc and you were covered in purple orc blood.
Purple
Yeah,
orc
but
blood.
but it did like there is actual. It's not just we attacked him and he ran away. You're actually killing people in this game. So
You are.
just parents note for that. Peyton was fine with it at 9.
He's 9.
I think any younger and he would have had an issue with it, or it would have been. And he still had some emotion because we had to make some tough decisions with people that we had built relationship with earlier
That was
in the
his
game.
note at the end. He was like, it was really hard to kill people that we have helped in the past and the other adventures.
Or to have to make those choices.
Right.
So, but a cool thing about this one is, as Allison said, it doesn't have that DM role. All of the choices are predetermined. You have to pick what your choice is and which path you're going to go
choose your
down.
own adventure type
Yes.
feel. Yeah.
But the success or failure is not I think I can climb that wall and do that. It is purely based on a roll of the dice, and the dice that you have and your ability to manipulate the dice. Those are the abilities that you are creating and improving through the game. So,
right. And what makes this different than like a legacy game, and something that as soon as we were done with this game, we wanted to go and play it again and make different choices next time. So you don't have that, it's a legacy game, we can't play it again because we tore cards or whatever. You don't do that with this game. It's a campaign game that you can play over and over and over again, playing different characters. You're rolling dice, so you're going to have different choices because of the dice rolls. And you can actually make those different choices. And so we've already talked about what choices we're going to make differently next time when we play. And now, like he said, they have an expansion that they just did a Kickstarter for. So there's a whole other adventure campaign that we're going to be playing through as well.
Yep.
So we're excited. This is a great one that it will never leave our collection.
And it's a little lighter on the imagination side.
Right, because it gives you a lot more.
And that's where I
choices you don't have to
differentiate
make.
between this and Quest of Yours. It's not, you're not having to come up in your head with how you are going to complete a scenario. You are making choices that are predetermined. The path that you go down is predetermined, obviously, because it's a pre-written story, so it has to be. But you are not having to create how you're going to do something. You make the choice, and then it's still very challenging because you have to choose you have a limited number of cards you can play and dice you can roll, so you have to figure out how to manipulate those. It's a ton of fun.
And everyone playing doesn't always think that one choice is right. So we actually had a few times where we were 50-50 on making a choice, and so we rolled.
We rolled a dice.
I was like,
decide.
okay, that'll be their decision. Now,
Yep.
if you have a family that likes to play detective and like solving like those exit type of games or those like escape room in a box type games, I've got 2 here on different levels. There's actually another one we have that we haven't played.
We have, If you're an adult,
If you're an adult.
probably not a kid's game. We have The Shining.
It's not even open. We've not played it.
These are the coded Chronicles game from the Op. It is an escape room in a box.
It is. And the boys have an actually tutorial on both of the Goonies and the Scooby-Doo.
Yep.
The Scooby-Doo, okay, we grew up with Scooby-Doo, and so it was really fun. So what you do, it's a cooperative game. You can assign roles if you want, especially with these, because like they all have characters from movies and from TV shows. So you can assign roles. Everyone have their book, but you don't have to.
Right.
Everyone can just
You can play it
choose
solo
a
if you
number.
want.
Yeah, you can. We didn't, and it was so fun to play the voices of the characters like Scooby-Doo and Shaggy, and that was a lot of fun. Now the Goonies, I've actually never watched the Goonies.
Uh-oh.
Did I ever tell you that?
I don't think so.
I don't think I
kept
told you
a
that. I think I
secret.
did. I kept it a secret. But so you get to play through. This one is, now say this 10 times fast. Escape with One-Eyed Willie's Rich Stuff.
Yes.
It's a long one.
Again, these are not technically campaigns, but there are plenty of places to stop, and there are kind of chapters where they recommend, like if you need to stop, you can stop here. Here's how you put it away.
Which
Here's
I
how
think
you
we've
come
done
back
that
to
with these
with
two.
all of them.
Yeah. Well, we didn't play Shining.
Yeah, but there are games that if you want to blow through them in a few hours, you can. But they're great games to come play for 30 minutes or so, solve some mysteries, use your imagination, and then come back and like keep doing it, keep working through the mystery.
They both say they're 12 plus, not necessarily age.
This one says
is
17.
it okay, I was thinking like people. You can add as many people to the gameplay. So you can have 20 people all listening in.
It'd be
or
a
you
little,
can just be one.
20 would be.
And some people have big
could.
families.
Yeah.
I don't know. You have an option here.
Yeah, but you are solving mysteries. You are looking at the stuff, at the clues, trying to like piece together puzzles. There's secret envelopes that you're going to be opening. It is a ton of fun.
Each player has a number. And so what you're doing when that player goes into the room, you've got pieces on the room or place that you're at that have 3 other numbers. And so what you're doing is that character goes up to it, you add their number at the beginning, and that's what you read from their book. And so that's how you're kind of using some of them it's like, we didn't find anything here. And some of them are, go to this, like, we found these items. So you pull those from another envelope.
And there's consequences if you make the wrong choices. So you can't you don't just read through the whole book and try everything.
You only have so many Scooby snacks.
Yep. So Coded Chronicles, it's a whole series from the op. Really fun.
These are one-time plays. Once you know the answer, you know the answer. Or once you know who done it, you know who done it.
But they are great too, and we have done this, is pass them on to your neighbors, to your friends, so that they can play through. Because nothing is destroyed. You're not tearing cards, anything like that. You can put everything back in the envelopes. It tells you how to repack it so that you can pass it along to a friend and share the fun.
Now, speaking of tearing cards, it's something that's hard for me to do. We had to tear cards in Machi Koro Legacy.
And this is, I don't know if we tear cards in because this is...
How? We've not even played this one yet.
No, don't interrupt me. This is my...
The box is upside down.
I don't know. This is our legacy game for the holidays, so we can't tell you if this is good or not. Just want to share.
It's great.
Yes, just want to share. This is what we will be doing. This is the campaign that we will be doing over the holidays.
Can I turn it over now?
We'll keep up with you as we go. Wish us luck. If you have any suggestions for Pandemic Legacy, now
this is season 0.
Yeah, we have not played any of the other Legacy seasons. We got this as part of a photo project working with Z-Man. That is how he came to possess this game. So we're not going in the traditional season 2, season 3, season 0.
I think
season
they
1,
season
1, season 2, season 0
is the recommendation of your play.
We're just jumping into season 0 because we have it, and we were really excited because we heard great things about it.
And
it says playing season 1 or 2 not required. They're independent games enriched by a connected story. We're just going with an unenriched Pandemic Legacy.
But we do like the Pandemic. Like, I think we bought Pandemic, like the Pandemic game, as like a couples game on our anniversary one year.
Played it wrong. It was so easy.
We won! No, we didn't. Yep. And then we have Rapid Response and I think North America. So we love the gameplay of Pandemic. So I'm excited to do this. But yeah, I've heard and seen that you do tear cards, which is going to be hard for me.
No. So
we have to tear them, or can we just like put them in an envelope?
No, you have to tear them. That's how it's done. So this will be our holiday Christmas campaign legacy game that we'll be playing through. We would love to know what you're playing.
Maternity gameplay if she comes early.
We would love to know what games you're playing this Christmas season.
Yes.
So let us know. Leave us in the comments. And if you have any advice, suggestions for playing Pandemic Legacy Season 0, let us know. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being a part of our board game family. For trusting us with your board game recommendations. It is a blast. We hope you have a fantastic Christmas, a fantastic holiday season. We will see you next. We're probably putting this out before those come out. We have a ton of play along games that we're putting out, like fully designed for you to be able to play along with us.
This way.
So we're gonna have graphics on screen. We're playing some fantastic roll and ride. So be sure to keep an eye out for those as those roll out over the next couple weeks.
It's another thing for you to do with your family over the holidays.
Yeah, you don't need the base game. We have the printable files for the maps and the player boards and player mats and stuff and all that. All you need is that, a printer, and a pencil, pen, something.
Marker.
Yep.
And
you'll need paper to put in the printer.
But that would
as long as you have a fully functional printer and a writing utensil, you are good to go.
We will see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.